Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. So again, this call is really going to be based on, how to really overcome self-doubt, okay? Because this is something that I really personally struggled with when it came to this business, guys. When I started off in this business, I really started off, with no prior knowledge of the markets. Came in brand new student to the world of Forex. So, when it came to like learning the information, I was one of those people that really looked at everybody else. I looked to my left, I looked to my right, and I seen other people moving really, really fast. So, sometimes you just kind of look at yourself like, man, am I starting too late? What's really going on? How can I really move at that pace? And this is that time for you to not look left. This is not the time for you to look right. This is that time for you to really focus on your journey, right? Because everyone is on their own journey when it comes to building this business. Because understand, you guys are all unique. You all have a personal influence on the people that is around you. So I created a PowerPoint for you guys, right? I really took time out of my day to create an awesome PowerPoint for you guys because I wanted to give you guys the sauce, right? How many of you guys really want that sauce, right? Just drop sauce in the chat because this coffin to really be saucy, all right? Because when it came to self-doubt, guys, literally, it was one of those things that really ate me up. And I really had to really think about how can I overcome this feeling of, doubt. But first we have to define, while I get this pulled up, first we really have to define what is self-doubt, right? What is self-doubt? So first we got to see what causes doubt, right? Doubt is where you really just kind of think like, man, what is other people really going to think about me when I join this business? How many of you guys thought about that when you join this business? Drop a one in the chat. You're like, man, I'm gonna be that Forex chick. I'm gonna be that Forex guy. I don't know. People are gonna be looking at me weird. Because that's what I thought, right? I thought people were gonna think I'm a nerd. But I had to just really think about, I'm not here to please other people. I'm here to really get this education, right? So I can improve my lifestyle. So I can, upgrade my family's lifestyle, right? So some of the things I made up some key points on like what really causes doubt. So the first one is just, what others may think of you, right? We kind of talked about that, like your friends, your families, your coworkers, because once you join this business, you're going to want to tell people, right? You're going to maybe making money in the market, right? And so then you're like, man, if I can get an extra bag by building this business, okay, cool. Who am I first going to tell? I'm going to tell my friends and I'm going to tell my family and maybe even my coworkers. But then you're going to get that reaction that you didn't think you were going to get. So now you're putting doubt thoughts in your mind like, man, they may be thinking of me some type of way, right? Because you know the value, you're in the inside, right? So you've seen the profits, right? You've seen millionaires, calling out live trades, but they're on the outside, so they don't really know if this thing is real yet, right? Some of you guys may be new and you don't even know, you don't even have that belief yet that you can really take this business to a high level, right? That's okay. That is why you got to look at other people's results first, right? So what's another reason that causes doubt? So whether you have what it takes to do this business. How many of you guys really thought about, man, do I really have what it takes? Do I have the time? Do I have the energy? Drop a one in the chat, right? Because when I came in, I was a brand new mom, right? I'm still trying to figure out a sleep schedule for my son. So when it came to me just really questioning myself, like whether do I have what it takes, I had to really just say, if everybody is winning, why can't I do it too? I can't make no excuse on why I can't do the same thing that they're doing. I just have to learn how to manage my time, because that's all it is. And a lot of people may call that imposter syndrome, right? Because you're posing as something that you're talking about this business, that is a big business, but you're not walking and talking like it, right? Because in the inside, you're questioning yourself whether you have what it takes. And the thing is that you do have what it takes. You just have to believe that you can do it. And so another thing that causes doubt, letting past mistakes define you. So this can be stuff prior to this business, right? You may have had past experiences in your life where you made mistakes, right? I know coming into my 30s, my 20s, I made hella mistakes, guys, right? But then when it came to this business, right, I'm super new to it. I really don't know what I'm doing. And when it came to me building this business, my mentor at the time, right, he just kind of threw me out there. I started doing presentations, not even ranked yet. But I understood, like, this is something that I'm gonna have to do. So I made mistakes. I made mistakes in trading. So you can't let past mistakes define who you are today, because mistakes are in the past. It's something that's been done already. So that is another reason that really caused doubt in this business, is that you're going to see so many people around you maybe moving at a faster pace, but you steady making mistakes and you trying to figure out what's going on, right? So you figure it out and you keep moving, right? Until you get it right. And so another thing is low self-esteem, right? Or you're questioning yourself, like, how do you appear to other people? So I dealt with that in this business as well, right? Because I'm like, man, I'm talking about making all this money, but I'm not looking like money right now, right? I'm not looking like money. And that's okay, because guess what? You're showing the journey. You want to show people the journey, because when you start off in investing, right, you're not going to have any knowledge. If you did not have any knowledge prior to this, right, you're not going to have any knowledge. So you can't think about how I'm going to appear to other people if you don't even know, stuff about this business yet. So don't get so down on yourself that other people may know more than you, right? Because the only thing that's between you and them is time, right? They might have started before you, right? Or they may have had a bigger deposit in their trading account. Whatever the case is, that don't let that self-esteem, that's just a feeling, right? And that can be worked on, that can be improved. And then the last thing is that another thing that causes doubt is new experiences and challenges, right? This is new to a lot of people, right? Making money from your phone, making money from your computer, money in minutes. Like, those are not stuff that is really the norm. So when you come into this business, right, Forex world is different from the regular world. How many of you guys can agree? Drop a 5 in the chat. Because you're coming around people that's having massive success, right? You're coming around 6, 7, 8-figure earners. You're coming around top online business owners, right? So you're getting into a whole new experience. Some of you guys never even traveled yet. Some of you guys never even flown on a plane yet. But that is what this business is all about. It's all about creating those new experiences, right? Meeting new people. And sometimes that can really put fear and scare a lot of people because they're not ready yet. But that is why you continue to build that momentum so you can be prepared and get ready for these new experiences. Because I'm gonna just give you guys a quick little story, really, really quick. I went to an event, right? I went to one of the events last year, and it was my first time taking my son with me. I was so scared, y'all, because I never flown on a plane with my son yet. But I had to really think about, am I gonna let this hold me back from the knowledge that I'm trying to learn? Am I gonna let this hold me back from meeting 6 and 7 and 8-figure earners, right? Especially if that's where I'm trying to get to. I just had to just think about that. This is just new for me, right? I was in a position where I had to take my son because everybody was at work, right? Everyone still works a job, but I'm on this journey of entrepreneurship, right? On my own time. So I didn't have a babysitter. So I had to just really put my big girl panties on and just really go out there and do it. Right? If I can keep it real on this call, just drop a 5 in the chat, because I don't want to say too much, right? I just want to make sure I keep it real with y'all, because this is real stuff that I've experienced that you're gonna probably go through, right? So if I can keep it real, just drop a 5 in the chat. Okay, I see the 5s, right? So new experiences and new challenges are gonna come about in this business for you, but you just have to know that, hey, it's gonna come, and I have to be ready for it, whether I am or not, right? So how do you overcome self-doubt, right? That's the big question, right? You've seen what causes doubt, but what can overcome, how can you overcome that doubt, right? So right here you can see we got Chairman 100, our chairman of our organization, Rich Off the Net, right? And so he really shows that, that confidence, right? He shows that posture, but he wasn't always like that. He didn't start off like that. Yes, he doubted himself, right? Especially in the beginning. Because I know he didn't think like, he was like that Forex guru, right? He didn't know things about crypto, but as he learned, he got more confident. So how do you overcome that doubt? You increase your desire, right? You stay hungry. I see a lot of times that people, they may get discouraged because they lose a couple trades, right? They may get discouraged. They may have a grand opening and nobody joins their business. And then you say, you know what? This isn't for me. This doesn't work, right? So you're putting doubt thoughts into your mind. So that is why you got to start to change your mindset, right? It's going to take time to learn that skill, because that is a skill of quickly changing your mindset. But you have to increase your desire. You have to increase the things that you want, because you've already seen what this business can do for you, right? You have proven results right here in front of you. Someone showed you the way, and now you just have to do it, right? You just have to put it to action. So that is why you have to stay hungry. You got to stay hungry through the blown accounts. You got to stay hungry through the losing the trades, right? Over and over again. Over leveraging, right? How many of you guys experienced that over leveraging? Drop a 5 in the chat. Because we've all done it. But that is how you tell other people how to get through it. That is how we build this business, right? You're building this business off experience. So another way to overcome self-doubt is that you got to put in the work every single day to better yourself. Because if you're building a business, you're becoming a leader, right? So like I said, when I first started building, I was just thrown out there. I did not know what I was doing. But they told me that I got to start moving like a chairman if I'm trying to be a chairman. So even though I wasn't ranked, I'm finna still do this presentation. I'm gonna mess up, but I gotta fall on my face first, right? So put in the work every single day to get better. And how do you get better? Personal development. You gotta develop yourself, because if you're trying to impact people around you, right? You're trying to lead a group of people, you gotta personally develop first, right? By reading books, watching audios, the things that people don't want to do. But that is how you start to really posture up. And then the last thing is that you got to get different results to get different experiences, right? Because if you're maybe in that losing streak, right? Maybe you're losing a couple of trades, right? Maybe you're just like not getting nobody in your business, right? It may be weeks you're not getting nobody in your business, right? But then that's why you got to start to get different results so you can have a different experience. That is why when we go to these events, guys, understand that every event is a different experience. You know why? Because they're going to be different speakers. There's going to be different incentives. There's going to be different products being launched, right? Different trainings. There's going to be different people in your organization going to the events, right? All these different experiences are going to create different results, right? Right or right? Drop right or right in the chat. Let me know. You got to create different results to get a different experience. So, conviction. I put this on here because when you talk about this business to people, you got to have a certain conviction, right? You got to have that passion in your voice, because when people start to feel you, right? Because people want to be seen, heard, and felt, right? But that comes with conviction. So conviction actually means a firmly held belief or an opinion. So your opinion about this business is really important. And if you don't believe in the products, if you don't believe in the leaders, right, in the leadership, or if you don't believe in the educators, right, how can you have that conviction that this thing really works? How can you convince? Well, we're not in the business of convincing, but how can you convince somebody else to do this business if you haven't even fully believed yet, right? So that is why you got to continue to build that momentum, build that belief, and have a strong opinion about this business. Like, no one can tell me that this business don't work, because I built the business and I won trades. I made money both ways. I met 6-figure earners. I partied in the club with Rich Off the Net. You can't tell me that this business don't work. I've been to the dinner with the CEO. So what is there not to believe? So then you got to understand that you are getting millionaire training, right? Millionaire mentorship. So as you know, this is our chairman, Stevenson Lindor, Chairman 10, right? And he always tells us that you got to do the things that people don't like doing, right? Which is getting on the trainings, right? Learning how to use the products, right? The late nights of marking up your charts, the personal development. No one really wants to do it, but they know they got to do it. I don't know how many times, like in the beginning, I stayed up doing marking up my charts, right? While breastfeeding, right? Late nights, because I understood that if I really want to learn this skill set, I got to put in the hours. To really learn a skill set, right? To really master a skill set, you got to put in 10,000 hours. Are you willing to put in 10,000 hours to master your skill set, right? And to be able to teach somebody else? Because I remember Josh saying, when he actually finally got, Mr. Stevenson Lindor's strategy, right? It was almost like 16 months that he figured it out. So how long are you going to put into it to figure it out? That is why you can't let things distract you. You got to stay focused for a period of time, right? A period of time. We're not saying, hey, stop everything else that you got going on in your life, but prioritize, right? Prioritize your life and fit this into your life. But you have to focus for a certain amount of time to master that skill set, right? So this is our Chairman 10, Megan Raquel, right? Megan Roberts, who is Mr. Rich Off the Net wife. And some of the things she used to tell me was like, you know what? This magic ain't magic. A lot of people think building this business is magic and people just get the chairman overnight. It doesn't work like that. It's just all about how consistent you are. And I didn't really start to realize this until I really, got to that point where I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of not moving, right? I'm tired of not moving. I'm tired of going to events, not ranking up. I'm tired of people leaving my business. What do I got to do to get better? But what do I got to do to get to that next rank? I got to stay consistent. A lot of times we get inconsistent because we got a lot of things going on in our life, right? We got a lot of things. People are in school. People are still working. But sometimes people are treating this like that hobby. People treating this like that side hustle. And that's why you don't see the results that you want to see. It's because you're not consistent for a period of time. Because Megan Raquel, she ran this thing up to Chairman 10 in 3 months, right? That's not everyone's success story. But for her to do it while she was pregnant, there's no excuse. A lot of people think like, oh, just because she's Rich Off the Net wife, she got that upper hand. But she was like, no, I did this without him. She really makes that clear. Like, I built this business without him. And how does she do it? She went on YouTube. All she did, she was like, you know what? I created YouTube videos, but I did it back to back to back. Because I understood I had to, stir up the algorithm, right? So being consistent with building this business will get you to that next rank. And then the next thing is hard work. A lot of people want to skip that hard work and that hard work. That's something that you cannot skip in anything, right? Whether you're going for a sport, right? Or whether you're going for your next position at your job, you have to put in the hard work. And hard work is talent, right? Especially if you're not like, an athlete or, a singer, rapper, like you don't have that talent already in you. You got to put in that hard work to develop that talent, right? And the talent don't work unless you put in the hard work, right? That makes sense? Right, all right. And then the last thing is that you got to study yourself. To be a leader, you have to improve on yourself and develop. I know we talk about it all the time, but really study yourself, right? What are the things that you need to improve on? What are the things that you feel like you're lacking? Because a lot of times we operate at a place of lack, right? Oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, I don't have a lot of followers, right? Oh, my family's not joining me. My friends ain't joining me. So many things that we try to, put in there to why we not advancing. But really, it's all on you. This business is built on you, and you have to take accountability. So I wrote out some key points, right, on how you should study yourself. So this is not my words, guys. This is actual words from our chairman, right? I'm just reiterating it. So how do you study yourself? You figure out your habits, right? Where you can complain less, but also where you can expand on your skill sets, right? Where can you grow? So when we talk about skill sets, a lot of people have really unique skill sets. A lot of people can communicate. A lot of people are good listeners, right? Go ahead and just name some skill sets that you may have, right? That you may have better than somebody else. I know for me, I didn't know how to present. I had to really practice on presenting until I developed that skill set, right? That confidence, skill set, trading, skill set. Y'all really dead in the chat right now, right? This is very interactive. So I'm gonna need you guys to really participate. So then the next thing is that, hey, when you don't want to do it, that's when you got to do it. That is when you got to do it the most. Because again, you're going to have late nights when you're doing this business. Because understand, if you're just an entrepreneur and you don't have a job, you're going to be working on this business like a slave. Honestly, if you really want to hit high levels, you're going to be working on this business 24/7 because you understand that you have a goal, right? You might put a deadline for yourself, right? I want to hit the next rank by Phoenix, Arizona event. I've seen a lot of people drop in the chat that I want to be P1000 by the event. Well, are you doing the things that most people don't want to do? Are you picking up the phone, calling people, right? Are you jumping on webinars? Are you the first one to the calls, right? How are you showing up? And then you got to coach yourself and lead yourself, right? Because a lot of people want their mentors to, be there for them and lead them, tell them every single thing that they got to do. But understand, when I used to work at a job, like no one always told me every single thing that I had to do. I had to learn some of the things by myself. So we're not going to always be there to tell you, hey, get on this training, right? We're not going to say, hey, jump on this, go live. Like, no, set your alarm so that way you can start coaching yourself to be on time and show up on time, right? Lead yourself, because how you lead yourself is how your team is going to lead, right? And you got to start to become obsessed with conditioning yourself, right? Because a lot of times we come in and we're not conditioned yet, right? We're asking for things that we're not ready for yet. A lot of people want to be chairman, but they don't even have the stamina to be the chairman. Are you doing calls back to back? And so maybe you're still in that beginner stage. That's okay. You can start. You can start conditioning yourself today. I remember there were times where I was doing presentations back to back. I did 3 presentations back to back, and I swear, like, my mouth was dry. I was like almost coughing because I was talking for so long. But that is what chairmen do, right? And know that success is not just in one area of your life. It is in all areas of your life, right? Success, in your eating habits, success in your physical, your mental, your emotional states, right? Your state of being. What state of being are you in when you show up to the charts? That is why you got to start to condition your mind, right? We talk a lot about mind work because we already know when it comes to trading, right? 90% mindset, 10% skill. So a lot of the things that we're doing is mindset stuff because we're in our mind all the time. And so we're going to switch over to consistency, right? While you're studying yourself, staying consistent, right? Because when you start to reach certain levels, right? When you start to get some success, understand that people are going to be moving different around you. I've seen it, I've experienced it, and it's okay. Because sometimes people just aren't on that level that you are. But if you're going for your goals, if you're going for your dreams, why should it matter? Because if they were on the same board with you, they will be in your business, right? And then obedience, right? How obedient are you being to the craft? Or how obedient are you being to your team, showing up consistently? Because when you show up consistently, that starts to build trust with your team, right? They want to be able to trust you that you're going to show up when they need you. When you're ready for a 3PV, are you there? And then just know that the reward is going to be beyond you, right? Because it's going to come after the work, right? And so sometimes you're going to ask yourself, like, when was the last time someone quit their business, right? How do you respond to stuff like that? Well, you got to experience it first in order to know how to respond, right? When people left my business, yeah, I used to get upset, right? I used to get a little bit hurt a little bit. But I had to understand that everyone is on their own journey in life, right? But how you impact people with this business is going to show how they're going to stay in your business. And so we want things, again, that we're not conditioned for yet. So don't demand something that you're not ready for. A lot of people aren't ready for chairman, right? Are you ready to lead over 500 people? Are you ready for your phone to be blowing up? Right? And so some of the things that you got to do is that you got to pray for wisdom. That was one of the things I used to say all the time. I am so happy and grateful now that I got wisdom, because now I can give that back to my organization. Wisdom is experience and consistency, conditioning. Because just know that at the end of the day, your future self is depending on you, right? Think about what your future self is going to say to you today. Did you put in enough work, right? Did you show up for your team consistently? And the truth right now just needs to be adjusted. Because right now you may not be in the right mindset to be like, hey, I'm not ready to build yet. Or you know what, people not joining me as fast, or people in my organization not building yet. It's okay. Because the truth right now, it just needs to be adjusted, right? Because you still got things you're working on. You still developing. And so the power right now is within you, right? You just got to know how to use it, right? Some of you guys are still, learning the skill set, right? Learn the skill set, but just know that that power that's within you, it's going to come out. And when you're ready, though. And so just know that we live in that society, right? Where it's a microwave society, everything instantly. No, that's not how this works. It can move fast, right? Success loves speed, but you still want to create that foundation, right? So instant success is not going to come as fast as you want, especially if you're not doing the right work. So wealth is a muscle, right? It has to be developed, and you have to push that out. So give yourself an opportunity to move different. I know a lot of times we don't want to move as like, I'm that Forex girl, I'm that Forex guy yet. I want to learn the skill set first. But this is that time for you to start moving different, right? It's time for you guys to start learning, like, this is stuff that's already going to be talked about. Crypto, right? They already said that in the next 2 years, retailers are going to be using crypto as a payment option. So you already winning, you already ahead of the game, but you just got to start giving yourself an opportunity to move different. So build the people up that surround you, because if you build them up, they're going to build the business for you. Look how other people, organizations are being built, right? And just look how they're moving. That's the same way how their organization gonna move. So what's next, right? What's next after you studied yourself, right? You're being consistent with you're being consistent with building your business, right? Showing up. So what's next? What's next? You got to make that list. They talk about lists all the time. I don't know how many times I've recreated a list because, I may have lost it, or, I wasn't consistent with the list. So you know what? Now I'm in that recreation stage. I'm making a list over again. Make that list to over 50 to 100 people or more, right? If you're really trying to hit a level. And then just pick up the phone. Pick up the phone so they can hear your voice. So they can hear how excited you are that you just made money from your phone, right? Drop a 1 in the chat if y'all took that Bitcoin trade and in profit, right? Pick up the phone so they can see and hear how you are in this business. And then show up and show the results, right? Because if you show up, the results gonna catch up, right? So that's all I have for you guys, because understand, like, self-doubt was something I struggled with for a long time. And I had to understand that I can't look at other people. I can't look at how other people move, and I had to move on my own time. Everybody ain't got my same story. Everybody don't got your same story, right? So don't look at how other people moving, because maybe they're just at a different season, right? A lot of people are in different seasons right now in their life, right? Some people are struggling. Some people are actually, really trying to support their family with this business. Again, some people are treating this like a hobby. But for some of us, this is it. Ain't nothing else, ain't no plan B. So that is why you're going to see certain people show up consistently, because this is the only thing that they got. So until you start treating this like a real business, until you start treating this like a real billion-dollar business, it's not going to move the way you want to move, right? So y'all, let's go, let's get it. Because like I said, your future self is waiting for you. And it's up to you to really get there. And how you going to get there? You're going to make that list. You're going to pick up the phone, right? Tell them about this business, invite them out, right? Saying we have an event tonight. Let them know, like, hey, we got a millionaire coming on there. We might, right? One of our chairmen might show up, because you never know. You never know who's watching you. You really never know who's watching you. That is why you really got to show up if you're really trying to join, or if you're really trying to build this business, right? You can't be scared of the success, because when the success comes, you got to be ready, right? So guys, if I provided enough value, just drop some fire in the chat, right? I didn't want to keep this too long. I really wanted to get straight to the point, because self-doubt, I actually experienced it this week. And that's why I did this call, because it got to the point where I really started to throw myself a pity party. Because guess what? I took a look at my back office, and I'm like, dang, I got to get to work. I've been slacking. You might think that you putting in work, right? You may think that, oh, I'm doing presentations. I'm building a business. The results gonna show up. The back office gonna trick you. It's gonna get your mind going that you're not really doing the work, but the results gonna show up. So y'all, I hope I provided enough value. I hope you guys took notes. Go ahead and drop those notes in the chat really quick. I want you guys to just take a screenshot, right? If you regain value from this call, go ahead and shout me out, y'all. Definitely, I really appreciate it. Because again, we don't get paid to do these calls. All we want to do is continue to provide value for the family, guys. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop my Instagram in the chat for you guys to take a screenshot really quick, because we want to provide this value for you guys. We want everyone at the top, right? How many of you guys are going P1000 before the event? Because right now I'm on that P1000 run, right? It's time. It's time. Is it time for you? Is it time for you to take it to that next level? Stop throwing yourself a pity party. Stop thinking about the mistakes. That's in the past. Think about today and tomorrow and what you're going to do for the next month, right? Before Arizona. So guys, I'm out, right? I'm out. I'm going to start recording.